In this video, we talk about how to connect in the sugar push for beginner West Coast swing dancers. What's up, gang? Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
West Coast Swing Online. We're talking about the sugar push and how to properly connect in it when dancing. So what we're gonna do in this video, we're gonna cover first some basics of the sugar push. We're gonna cover some basics of the connections, and then some of the common problems for leaders and followers that make this a maddening connection for beginner West Coast swing dancers. So. Dancers. So, quick definition, we have two different kinds of connection in West Coast Swing, and they're known by different names, but an easy way to think about this is some sort of an away connection and some sort of a towards connection, right? So by away connection, we're using our fingers and we're feeling a connection of our centers moving away from one another, or our centers moving towards one another. So a good drill just to start would be if we just go feet together, a reasonably distance apart.
Or feet apart, you know,
a couple of feet apart. And we just rock ourselves into each other and back away. So what's gonna happen is Miss Megan's gonna stay away until I initiate her towards me, and then we're gonna move back and forth. Make sense? And if you're gonna notice, one of us is making more adjustments than the other, meaning my arms are the ones that are gonna adjust a little bit more. So we're gonna talk about that as we move on, because that's something that we can also get wrong as the leader. So second thing is we're going to talk basic footwork real quick if we haven't seen this. So sugar push starts with 2 walking steps back for the leader. For 1, 2, we have a triple step underneath us for 3, and I step forward for 4, and we anchor in place 5 and 6. Followers.
Followers, we walk forward, forward, together, together, back, triple in place.
So I like to think about West Coast Swing in 2-beat increments. It gives us a good place to double check where we're at every 2 beats and figure out if there's a little mistake or something we need to account for. So common mistakes for me, at least from the leader standpoint, is if I were to make, let's go back to our connected position, if I were to make 2 normal size steps back, it's going to be very difficult for Megan to close the distance to a forward connection, right? And so right off the bat, we're in trouble. So leaders, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a normal step back for 1, and then my second step is going to be kind of underneath me, very short, which allows Megan to close the distance to me, right? So if we flip to the other side, if that matters, right? Leaders, we're going to walk back and very small. Those are small steps because the follower has to close the distance. Now what happens for the followers, I have my opinions, in terms of closing the distance.
I'm going to take pretty normal sized steps, and they're both going to be forward opposed to you stopping one of your steps. So forward, forward, and then I can kind of lean a little bit more forward on the triple, which is going to help me connect more.
So what I see from the leader standpoint in terms of footwork first, then we'll cover the connections. Leaders, we're moving too big. Our steps are going too far back. It's going to be difficult for the follower to close. Followers, I find that you tend to stay back too much.
Don't be tentative.
We've worked on this away connection so much that you get hung out here. So we take the first 2 steps, and Megan, she takes her 2 steps and she still stays back here. So the analogy that we use is if I put Miss Megan on roller skates and I pulled her forward, what would happen? Once I initiated her, she's rolling, she's on the way. So followers, you're going to be proactive in closing the distance. You don't want to be stuck in no man's land, meaning in the middle of this. You want to either be connected away, because out here you've got lots of information coming through the connection. In the middle you have little or none, and now right here you've got some connection that we can use to create different things. So you want to spend as little of time as possible in that intermediate step. So leaders, small steps back, followers being proactive. Cool? Now we're going to get to the connection side of it. What's the goal here? What the goal is, 1, 2, is to stop Miss Megan as early as possible. From here, we're going to triple underneath ourselves, 3, and when I send Miss Megan back, I'm not sending with my arms, I'm sending with my body and my step. Again, same thing. Miss Megan has more distance to cover than I do, so I'm going to have a shorter step, right? So 1, 2, we've done a good job. 1, 2, 3, and I have a shorter step because Miss Megan's going to continue away to get to that end connection before we anchor step. Cool? So leaders, I want to make sure that you reach out and stop your partner nice and early. We talked about this before. If someone's going to absorb in their arms, it's going to be more the leader absorbing than the follower, right? And I'm going to say that with a little bit of a caveat, because if I do this and I give Miss Megan all that space, there's nothing to stop her. So again, if Megan was rolling at me with roller skates, right, I would reach out and I would absorb her. I would not let her roll into me and catch her way back here, nor would I throw my arms out in front and stab her with a connection. Cool? So that's why it's tricky, because we have to manage that small kind of window where it's going to feel good. So we talked about the steps. We talked about the connection. We talk about 1, 2. Talk a little bit about the body angle here, right? So this might be an overly simplistic way to think about it, but if we're connected away, we're kind of in the shape of a V. If we're connected towards each other, we're in the shape of an A. That doesn't mean I want you to literally dance in these angles, right? I don't want you to go in the shape of a V to the shape of an A to the shape of a V, but that's a good way to think about it. Really, we're kind of going to be H's, right? We're connected away as an H and we're connected forward as an H. So making this a little bit more advanced, right? As I'm connecting away, I'm using my hip weight to connect away, which keeps me upright. Cool? We initiated small steps for me. Miss Megan closes the distance, 3 and. I absorb. Depending upon how quickly she's coming, I absorb a little bit. When I step forward, it's a smaller step for me. She's proactive to getting to the end of that connection. In a perfect world, we're what we call posted on count 4. We're stopped, and we can anchor in place. So we try that from the other side. We walk back for 1. I catch Miss Megan early for 2. I absorb a little bit, 3 and. I send her away, not with my arms, but with a small step for count 4. She gets to the end of this. Now as we anchor step, we can expand away from our elbows. Anchor as we roll through the feet. This is a whole nother concept, but as we roll through our feet, we're going to expand that connection that gets to an elasticity. So those are some things for your sugar push. Any final comments, Miss Megan?
Just make sure, followers, that so we have 1, 2. You're starting to connect on 2. You can make this connection a little deeper on 3 and then they'll send you away on 4.
Cool. So there's a lot of different concepts. That's a good overview of the things you need to do to connect properly in a sugar push. But there's a lot of different concepts that will improve this as you move to the intermediate and advanced level. Rolling through your feet. So we'll try to link up some of these resources. We've got a great video on rolling through your feet. That's going to help your connections. So not dancing block-footed, but the ability to roll through your feet toe to heel or heel to toe, depending upon if you're going forward or back. Stretching your anchor. So we're going to link these videos up or add them in the description below. So if you've mastered this for your sugar push, go on and grab one of those rolling through your feet videos or how to stretch your anchor step, and that'll really up your game in West Coast Swing. So thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure to like this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when we put these videos out. We put videos out 2 to 3 times a week on West Coast Swing and also some other dances. And then if you've yet to visit our website, we have a killer website, the largest West Coast Swing website in the world, in the history of mankind. It's called westcoastswingonline.com. Head on over there, enter your email address on the first page, and you will get 67 free videos, mostly West Coast Swing. We also have some two-step. We have cha-cha, East Coast Swing, waltz. What am I forgetting? We have technique videos, but 67 free videos in your free membership. The paid members get access to 600 plus videos. So thanks, gang. We'll see you guys on a dance floor again soon.